Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters. I'm bringing you another interview with one of the ancient Torah and Hebrew teachers, Nasi Barak ben Levi. He explains his studies under the late Eved Benyamin, aka Abba Bivens, what he learned from him, and also what he brought to the Israeli Tanakh school after he left Menazah King in Brooklyn, New York. Shalom, and I hope that you all enjoy.
I used to go and worship with Ben Israel, you know. Sometimes, yeah. I used to go there and Shabbat and worship with him. And then I used to come over here to Ball Park where I met a lot of Yemenites. And I used to go and worship with Yemenites, you know, and I met them. And them Yemenites used to sneak. So because, you know, on Shabbat they travel about so far, you know. They don't believe in driving cars or nothing like that, you know. This is nonsense, you know, to me. It's a bunch of nonsense. Right. Because them is machines, man. The book doesn't say nothing about machines. It says the beasts of burden, right? Right. Your beasts of burden supposed to rest on the Shabbat. Your manservant, your maid servants, and your beasts of burden. They got the day of rest also, see? Everybody keep the Shabbat holy, right? But these Jewish people, you know. And you know, I say, oh, this is nonsense. And the Yemenites used to sneak to come to worship with us in Harlem by the Israeli Tanakh school and to learn.
Who was Abba?
That's Pop Bivens.
Pop Bivens.
Yeah, we call him Abba. His name is Eved Benyamin, you know.
Eved Benyamin.
Eved Benyamin, yeah.
So when you left Menazah King, you went to Hashabah Yisrael, but you were also going to Pop Bivens.
No, I went to Pop Bivens first. And then from Pop Bivens, I ended up with Cohen Levy. When they was on Tompkins Avenue. Okay. Before they got the big place on Belmont. So yeah, I just went into this thing all the way, brother. Right. That's what I was telling these younger brothers now. You see, you come here, you keep going, brother. Don't stop. Don't be like Lot's wife. You know, they told Lot's wife, and they told Lot and his 2 daughters, don't look back. But she looked back. And she turned into a pillar of salt. She didn't want to let go of them old ways. Yeah, she didn't want to let go of them old ways. And I had to wrestle with this thing, you know. And finally I said, well, I'm gone, man. But Moshe is the one that took, that's why I met Abba. And Moshe ben Moshe. He took me to Harlem one Sunday. That's on Sunday when Abba and the brothers used to go on the street, you know, trying to enlighten the brothers and sisters.
And this is after you left Menazah King, right?
Yeah, that's after I left Menazah King, yeah. Right. And see, and Moshe knew Prince Yaakov because they grew up in the same town in Ohio, you know. Right. And he stopped coming. It's when I started going, and them brothers found out about me, but I was just a newcomer. But they saw how fast I was moving, you know. People started coming. All the brothers that left, they started coming. And when I left, and I went to Hashabah Yisrael. No, first I went to Pop Bivens. Up in Harlem, Pop Bivens and them talking on the corner, you know.
How long did you stay up there?
Long time, man. Long time. I was I was there, brother. And one thing made me left there, see, is on the Shabbat, right? I used to go and I opened the Shabbat, me and this other brother, Yosef, and we had a big scroll too, you know, and we did all the ritual with the scroll, you know, we read from the scroll, see. And one Shabbat, he called me telling me he's going to a wedding, a Jewish people wedding.
Pop Bivens?
Yeah, but it broke my heart, brother. You go forsake the Shabbat, excuse me, to go to a Jewish wedding. That's when I said, nah, I ain't going there no more. So, he tried to convince me. I said, no, that's okay, man. You do what you have to do. You older than me. You were like 86 years old then too, you know. I used to protect that man, brother, let me tell you. When I heard that what happened to him in New Jersey, excuse me, I know if I was there, it would never happen. I used to show them guys no fear. Yeah, man.
So with the interesting thing with the Tanakh school, what they call
Israeli Tanakh school,
the
yeah.
Israeli Tanakh school, that's what it was known back then. I think it's known by a different name, and these are the brothers that go out in the street today in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Were they at that time? Were they? How was their indoctrination? Did they believe in a Messiah and a Savior like Jesus? Did they believe in Jesus? Did they go into the New Testament?
Well, Pop Bivens, he taught the New Testament, but he taught it different. Well, he read it all, but he taught it different from the way the Christians do. He taught it real different. And you know, while I was living here, they told me I could get a New Testament in Hebrew at the Bible Society or whatever the name they call it.
Yeah.
And I got one. It's all in Hebrew, you know. And that's why I learned one prayer out of there. Because Pop Bivens always used to end his talk and his teachings with the Lord's Prayer, you know. And I learned it in Hebrew out of that book. And we call it Avinu, you know. So I taught it to them up there, you know. And that's how he used to end his stuff all the time with that prayer. Because that's what he used to do, you know. But he taught it differently. I mean, I didn't agree with a lot of stuff that was in there. So it wasn't enough for me to argue with him, you know. Because I learned in my way of thinking and the schooling that I had, you know, I work as a counselor, I work as a therapist. And they say avoid arguments, avoid retaliations, because it's going to cut you off from the sunlight of the spirit, see? So I don't argue, you know, so I just let it go, you know. But I didn't agree with a lot of stuff that he did, but I learned a lot from him. So that's what I can give him credit for, you know.
And what about, do you know the history of the turban, wrapping the turban that we commonly use in the suit on, but he had the turban, the style that we use right now. Where did you learn to wrap that turban in?
I learned it from Benai Zakin, from a brother named Yehuda. He taught me with a little short turban like this. You know, Shaka, his brother Shaka. Little short turban like this. He said, if you were to wrap this, you can wrap any turban, right? No, a little short turban, man. Little short turban, I learned. And then after a while, you know, learned all the stripe it with different colors, but I just leave it simple, you know, with me, you know, simplicity.
So were you the one who took it to Pop Bivens' place?
Yeah.
The wrapping of the turban?
Right, yeah.
So 125th Street? Okay. And who else do you recall teaching that method of rapping to?
Well, I only taught it to brothers that I thought was ready, you know, because a lot of them was wearing it just to look good, see?
Right.
And see, they used to come and ask me, could teach me? I said, but you want to work, but you don't wear a turban. If somebody,
how many language do you know?
I learned the Hebrew, I learned Spanish, English first. Before I learned Spanish, I could speak English. Then I learned Spanish. And the kids taught me Spanish, you know. I was a little kid, I raised up in the Canal Zone, see. So all the people from the West Indies, they spoke English. So then after my grandfather retired, we had to move over to the Panamanian side, see. And I couldn't speak no Spanish. But I learned from the kids. They started teaching me. I learned to speak Spanish fast. Then I learned French. I used to go to a French school on Siders in Panama. You know, this lady was from Martinique. She was a French teacher. You go for 8 hours to learn French. Because I was supposed to be going to France, you know, to a scholarship. But I ended up in jail because of politics, see. How happened, politics, man.
Right.
Yeah. And then from there, my family sent me to New York. First, I ended up in Miami, right? And there was all these light-skinned Cubans there, you know. And I asked, ain't no black people there? They said, yeah, there's a place in New York called Harlem. You want to see black people, go to Harlem. Well, I got on a plane and I was in Harlem. And that's how it all started. I'm telling you, brother, it was like the Creator was just moving me in the right direction, you know. And then when I got this job working at this hospital in Amram, Amram?
Yeah.
Amram is the one that...
He went to Benai Zakin?
Yeah, he was from Benai Zakin. That's why I found out about Benai Zakin. Yeah.
That's right.
Then I learned Derek Abbott. Derek Abbott is the one that Abba used to teach us. It's called the way of our fathers, you know. So I learned that, but I really thought that.
See, Derek Abbott is Moshe Abraham, yeah, he used to teach that.
Yeah,
What's
Derek
Derek
Abbott.
Abbott? That's a
The way, the Hebrew, but it's the way of our fathers, you know, like Derek Abbott. The way of our fathers.
like Shalom, how they speak like that. How
Yeah,
they
it was you know, instead of saying shalom, they say shalama.
Shalom.
They say barakata, you know. And you know, it was you know. Abba told me that he was reading the Tanakh one time, you know, and some man appeared in his kitchen in a gray suit. I said, yeah, you sure? He said, yeah, and this man showed him how to read it. And that's why he called it Derek Abbott. But I didn't like it, you know, but I learned it too, but we don't use it, you know, because we use Sephardi, you know, that's the kind of Hebrew we speak. Sephardi. So I learned that, and then I learned Swahili too. Swahili is a mixture of a lot of different languages.
So you learn Hebrew. This is your Hebrew teacher, right?
That's him right there. That's the man that introduced me to it, brother. He is right beside me.
I tell you, it's a long.
Hey, you know, yes, this man. This man would diligently come down there. And all anybody would show up for the Hebrew classes, except for my wife and me. Sometimes it's just the two of us in there.
Yeah.
And Chaim's wife.
And Chaim's wife, yeah.
Yeah, Miriam.
Yes. So Nasi Barak, who's the man sitting right to your
This
to your right?
is my more. Nasi, Yerubal. That's the man that introduced me to this language, brother.
Hallelujah.
And my wife, Elishaba. And we end up teaching it. Yeah, we end up teaching it. And I see, I used to go to Shabbat Israel.
Yes.
I know you got everybody. Mishael is the mother too.
Right.
He got all his kids. You don't let them speak English in the house.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I'm telling you, brother. So this thing is going, you know.
Both. If you
You think that these brothers, is something wrong with their way of thinking, man. I'm telling you. Here you gonna say Shema Yisrael. Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad, right? Where is the Echad? It's number one, right?
Right.
They ain't got no Akdu.
That's
So
what.
there's no unity.
There you go.
No unity whatsoever. So they is following the ways of these confused people. That's what Babel means. Babel means confusion.
Thank you.
Confusion is in English. When you say somebody is babbling at the mouth, it means they don't make no sense, right?